Hello and welcome to this business calculus course. I'm your instructor, Lisa Castle, and that last name is spelled Kastl. That might be on your syllabus quiz, how to spell my last name. And we're going to do a quick video to familiarize you with your Canvas course. We're going to quickly look over your syllabus now. You are required to read the syllabus. The syllabus is the contract that you and I have for this course. It tells you what we're going to cover and how you are going to be evaluated. So those that information might be important to you. Um, we're going to look at your schedule. I say read and print it. Um, I would certainly remember where it's at. Your schedule is set for the entire semester. It has all the due dates of every assignment, every quiz, every exam, the final. Now, I know that there's a calendar in Canvas that's very good that will also give you those dates. But just remember where it's at. And if you need to know a due date, you can quickly go to your calendar, your schedule, and see what the due dates are. You're also going to need to complete your syllabus quiz, and you need to do that sooner rather than later because the syllabus quiz is actually a prerequisite to the 1.1 homework. And for obvious reasons, we do that so that you will complete your syllabus quiz. All right, so I'm going to move over to Canvas. Get things to work here. Here we go. And I'm in your Canvas course. So Canvas is arranged using modules. And the first module on the home page is the Welcome module. And here you'll find information about me. You'll find your syllabus and what textbook we're going to use. And then, as I was speaking of just a second ago, your course schedule. You're also going to have instructions for Honor Lock. This is an online course, and you will be proctored when you take an exam. And the way you're going to be proctored is using Honor Lock, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then the modules that cover each chapter. Chapter 1, which is a review of college algebra and functions, and Chapter 2, the derivative, etc. So we're going to be covering 4 chapters. We are going to have 6 exams over those 4 chapters and a final. We break chapter 2 and 3 up into a couple of exams because, as you can see, they're quite lengthy. All right, so let's scroll back to the top and let's go through each of these modules briefly. So let's go to the welcome and you meet your instructor. And there I am. Their picture will come up. Probably on this page, what's important to you is my email address. That is my preferred method of communication. I know you can send messages through Canvas, and that's fine because when you send a message through Canvas, it also sends me an email. Now, what I don't prefer is attaching comments to assignments. And the reason being is that I don't see those comments until I get a summary of what happened in Canvas the next day. So if you send me a message through an assignment comment or something similar to that, I won't see it and I won't be able to answer you promptly. If you send me a Canvas message or send me an email, I'll be able to answer you almost right away. Here is my office phone. If you want to call me, you're welcome to do that. I'm in my office quite a bit this semester. So if you have an immediate question you need answered, go ahead and give me a call. And then my office location, I'm on the second floor of the Arts and Sciences building on the Redlands campus. You're, if you're on campus, please come by and say hello, especially if you're on the second floor and you walk by and you see me in my office, please come in and say hello. I'd love to meet you. My office hours this semester are going to be Monday through Thursday from 1 to 3. I am available for a Zoom meeting. All you have to do is request that. We'll set up a time and we'll meet via Zoom. Um, Again, if I'm in my office, even though it's not office hours, and you walk by and I'm sitting there and you need to have a question answered, please just come in and we'll take care of that right then. You can read over my biography a little bit. I think that's probably one of the most interesting things about me is that I am a first generation high school college graduate. My parents did not finish high school, and yet myself, my husband, his family did finish high school. Myself, I have two sisters that have college degrees. So, from a generation that didn't finish high school to a generation that has college degrees and masters, and then my children's generation, my both of my children have master's degrees, and my son is actually currently working on his PhD. All right, I'm going to go back to the home screen. I'm going to look at the course schedule first before we go over the syllabus. We're not going to read the syllabus verbatim, not word by word. I'll let you read the syllabus, but I'm going to real quick open the schedule. And the schedule has a PDF that you can download and print. And then there is links to the main portions of the course. So you can always come here and do a quick navigation to any part of the course you're interested in going to. So I'm going to open the calendar real quick. And this is your semester's calendar. And you can see, scroll back up to the top, that you do have an assignment due on Thursday, the 23rd. It is the My Open Math orientation. We'll talk about My Open Math here in just a second. But you do have your first assignment due on Thursday, and you have a lot due every week. This is a 4-chapter course, but as you saw, chapter 2 and chapter 3 are quite lengthy, so you will need to keep on top of your assignments. Don't get behind. And let me close this. And I'm going to go back to the home page. I could just use my back button on my browser, or I can click the home link in the left navigation. All right, I'm going to click on the syllabus and textbook, and we'll talk about the textbook first, and then we'll open the syllabus. The textbook for this course is a free educational resource. It's not going to cost you any money, although you can order a softback copy of your book for $15 at this link provided. But right here, this link is a download, the entire PDF of your book. So there's no reason you never have a copy of your book. You can come here and download it, save it to your computer, and open it anytime that you want. It's actually a very good book. Frequently, if you send me a question, I will take a screenshot of the page in your book where the concept is explained or the formula resides. I'll take a screenshot, tell you on page 386, whatever it is, this is how it tells you to solve that. So it's a very good book. I'm going to open the syllabus. I want to reiterate, I do expect you to read the syllabus. It is, again, a contract between you and I on what this course covers and how you're going to be taught and how you're going to be evaluated. So I'm going to scroll through it real quick. We're going to be using My Open Math for all homework, quizzes, and exams. It is a free educational resource also. As a matter of fact, it will be fairly transparent to you because you'll click an assignment, it will open a link, and then you open My Open Math. As soon as you close the assignment, within a few seconds or a minute, it will send the grade back to Canvas. So when you do the assignment, wait a few seconds before you get on your computer and write me an email saying my grade's not showing up. It does take a few seconds because you're syncing between two software applications. So give it a second and your grade will show up in Canvas. We talked about the textbook. You are expected to have a graphing calculator. You can't get through this course without a graphing calculator. So be sure you get that graphing calculator sooner rather than later. And if you've taken a prior course in mathematics, which you should have taken at least college algebra before you're in this course, or functions and modeling. So if you've taken a prior course, you should already have a calculator. The TI-84 is my preferred calculator. Just because that's what I own. No cell phones. No cell phones being allowed to be used on homework or on exams. Don't do that. Don't get a crutch on your cell phone answering questions. You need a computer. Obviously, this is an online course. I'll let you read through the objectives and the learning outcomes. Course outline, we are using, again, My Open Math as the application for homework, quizzes, and exams. One of the nifty features of My Open Math is they give you late passes. So you are able to do any assignment late by using a late pass. And for quizzes and homework, one late pass will get you 48 hours of extension. You can use up to 3 late passes on any homework or quiz. You may use one late pass on an exam. So if you're unable to take the exam on the due date, you can use one at most, no more than one late pass and extend the due date by 48 hours. That way, you don't need to ask me for an extension. If you know you're not going to be able to take it by the due date, go ahead and use that late pass. You only have 20 of them for the semester, so use them judiciously. Don't be late on every single assignment. Otherwise, you're not going to have enough late passes. No late passes will be allowed to be used on your final. Your final is due on its due date, and at midnight on that due date, the final is closed. And you will not be able to use a late pass after the last day of the course. Evaluation techniques. Let's just scroll through here. You can read over this. We're going to talk about honor lock a little bit more later. That is how you are proctored by exams. You will need a photo ID, basically is all you need to take a proctored exam using honor lock. And that's simply to verify that the person who's appearing on camera is the person on the ID. The name matches the photo, matches the video. So those things all need to match so we know you are who you say you are. You may opt out of using honor lock if you so desire. If you do decide to opt out of using honor lock for proctoring, you still will have to be proctored. And you'll be proctored by coming on campus to our testing center and taking it there. If you want to do that, if you want to take your exams in the testing center, you need to let me know within 2 weeks of the beginning of the semester. All right, so here's your gradings. Your grading, you're going to have 6 exams worth 60% of your grade. So each exam is worth 10%. Your quizzes, I will drop your lowest 2 grades, are worth 10% of your grade. Homework, again, I will drop your lowest 2 grades, worth 10%. And then your final, which is comprehensive, it covers the entire course, will be worth 20% of your grade. Each exam includes a review. So you could do the review, it'll be due the same day as the exam. If you can do the review successfully, you will be able to take the exam successfully. And then you can read through the makeup policy. Since we have late passes, you really don't need to tell me that you need to make up an exam. However, if you're not going to be able to make up an exam within 48 hours, which is the amount of time that a late pass extends your due date, you need to contact me prior to taking the exam. You need to let me know, hey, this is what's happening. And then I can make a decision whether or not to extend that due date. So you've got a late pass you can use. If it isn't going to be sufficient, you need to contact me ahead of time. Don't wait 3 days after the exam was due and say, hey, and by the way, don't address me in an email by hey. Just saying. But if for some reason you're going to have to extend it beyond 48 hours, please send me an email or a Canvas message and let me know the reason behind that. And then I can decide whether to extend your due date or not. Okay. All right. Close this. Let's go back to the home page. And here are your honor lock instructions, which I have already talked about. There is a practice quiz for honor lock, so you can play with this and go through the authentication process, and you can take the honor lock quiz as many times as you want. Eventually, no matter what score you get on it, I'll give you credit for it. If you take it, if you attempt it. If you don't attempt it, you're not going to get credit for it. So you can, don't get tense about it. Walk through the authentication process. If you have any questions, let me know. We can get on a quick Zoom call, or you can come by the office and I can walk you through this. 99% of the time, I've been able to solve a student's problems rather quickly. HonorLock has a great support. When you open the authentication process, there's a chat box in the lower right of your screen. And so you can anytime chat with them, and usually they're pretty helpful. I got something kind of in large red print there that you don't have a password. That's how we make sure you're proctored, is we don't give you a password. The password is in HonorLock. So when you authenticate through HonorLock, the last step is to open your exam and insert the password. And HonorLock will do that for you. And that way we know you've gone through the authentication process and you're being proctored. All right. So I'm going to go back to the home screen. And there is the HonorLock practice quiz right there. It's due the 4th of February. It's 4 points, very, very simple little quiz, but it gives you a chance to walk through the authentication and make sure that everything works. Not knowing how to use HonorLock is not an excuse for taking your first exam late. You should have walked through this process prior to the first exam due date. All right, last but not least, I'm going to open an assignment. So let's look at the Chapter 1 review. And the first page in the chapter 1 review is just a description of business calculus, description of this course, and what are the prerequisites, etc. So I'm just going to click the next button to go to the next page in this module. Chapter 1 review. Here are the chapters that we are, the sections that are in chapter 1. You can look at those. I'm going to go to the next page, and here is section 1.1 functions. So it gives me the objectives. It gives me a link to that section in the textbook. And then I have 5 videos here for section 1.1 that covers the material in section 1.1. Once I've read the textbook, I'll watch the videos, I'm going to go do the section 1.1 assignment. So I've just grouped all your assignments on the assignment tab. Click on the assignment tab, and section 1.1, if I try to open that, I have taken the syllabus quiz, so it's going to let me open that. So it gives me a page with a link that I can load that homework. And I've started it already, so I can resume it. And I got the first question right. And then I can just go through the questions in the homework. Now, there is a feature in my Open Math called Message Instructor. This is really great for me anyway. If you message me from the problem, it gives me a link to your assignment that I can open up. And you can just tell me, try to be as specific as possible about what's going on with the problem, why you haven't got the correct answer, as much as possible. Tell me maybe the steps that you've used to complete the problem. Include a screenshot of your work, a picture of your work. That's very helpful. What is not helpful is just to say, I don't know why I got this wrong. Well, neither do I, because I haven't got any idea of what you did. So if you give me as much detail as possible, it helps me considerably. All right, I'm going to close this out and go back to the problem. And then if I answer you, so you send me a message, I get an email, I come in and answer the question. When you go into the problems, do you see this little envelope up here in the upper right corner that says messages? Um, it will have a red tick next to it to tell you that you have a message. And you can open your messages and you can read what I have sent back to you. If it's not sufficient, you still don't understand, you can reply to it. It will send me another message and we can have a conversation about it. All right, so let's close that. Let's close the assignment. I'm going to do that by saying done, and then I can close it and go back to Canvas, and I have a share window in front of it. There we go. Go back to Canvas. And that pretty well covers what I wanted to discuss. I can go real quick to HonorLock and just show you what that looks like. So when you go into HonorLock, you can find the exam that you want to take and you can launch it, and that'll start the authentication process. You walk through that, and then you will have to go back, find the exam that you want to take in the assignments module, assignments page. Find it, open it, and then insert the password. Now, I've covered quite a bit. If there are any questions you have whatsoever, last thing I want to talk about is announcements. Now, this announcement, I'm recording this video prior to announcements going out. So as a student, you can't see them. So I'm going to leave student view real quick. And this is the assignment announcement. I can't talk. The announcement that goes out, it'll go out at midnight Tuesday morning, when class starts. And every week you will get an announcement that tells you what's going on that week, what's due, um, anything special that happens, anything that I need to communicate immediately, I will send via an announcement. That's pretty much all I want to cover. I'm looking forward to a great semester and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to email me, Canvas message me, or give me a phone call. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.